Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say, could that lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky.
Hey you guys, Owlvine here, signing on for today's video. I have had an amazing week, which I will share more about in another video. I've just had like this really weird week. All this different stuff's happened. Beltane, by the way, was freaking amazing. I talked a bit about what I was going to be doing in my last video, and it was just incredible. But yes, when I have a bit more time, I will share about that. Yeah, it's been a nuts week. It's been really warm. It's been gorgeous. But look at this. I got burnt yesterday. Look at that. Look at that. I was hardly in the sun. My white skin annoys me. I was like, all right, I'll get some sun, bit of vitamin D, and hopefully get, a little bit browner at some point. It was like all of an hour. It wasn't even hot yesterday, and like just this shoulder is like got this weird patch of sunburn now. Anyway, problems. So today I am going to be doing the 16 witchy questions tag, which I'm really excited about. I've been wanting to do it for like ages, and I'm finally getting around to it. So this tag was created by Ravenflower, and I will put the link to her video down below. She did it in 2 different parts. The second part's like really tiny. So I'll put the link for both those down below. And I will leave the questions down below as well for anyone who would like to do this tag. With tags, like, I think the general rule is that you're supposed to like wait to be tagged and then make the tag and then tag other people, but I don't really do that. I just do a tag if I see it and it looks really fun, and these are really good questions, so I wanted to do this. I think I will tag a few people at the end, some people I can think of, but if I don't tag you, just do it, please. If you want to do it, do it. These are really fun questions. So without further ado, I'll try not to make this too long. These are really good questions, and like I just feel like some of them I just want to like expand upon, but we'll see how we go. So the first question is, do you have a witchy name, and how did you come by it? I don't really. Obviously on here I'm Owlvine, and that's not my real name. But I use that more as just like an online name. I don't refer to myself, during ritual or anything as a particular name. Like, I'm just me. I think sometimes witchy names are more of a... Oh, there's a fly in here. It's been really hot and there are so many bugs around. It's a big fat lazy one too. Go away. Witchy names are like really good for like, I don't know, like writing a book of shadows, or if you're in a coven or some kind of group or something like that. Anyone can have one, but yeah, I don't really have one. Owlvine Green is more or less kind of my name, witchily, but not really at the same time. Number 2, where are you located? What brought you to the area, or were you born there? In Australia, obviously, you can hear my accent. I was born in Australia. I was born in the Melbourne region, which is southeast of the country, or this way probably for the camera's sake. Yeah, I was born in this area. I've lived all kind of around Melbourne, and the area I'm in now, we moved here recently. I've never lived in this section of the Melburnian area. But we moved here because there was a really great school that we liked, and we just love it up here so much. I just feel like this place was meant for us, like my husband, my son and I absolutely love it. There are so many things that are amazing and perfect for us here. So I feel like, yes, we moved here for the school, but I just feel like it was lined up for us and meant to be, It was one of those cool situations like that. Number 3, do you wear a special amulet or jewellery for spell work? I don't, specifically. I have this ring, which you may or may not be able to see. It's a little goat or Baphomet. I've used this in spell work quite a lot. I wear it as a magical tool or item. And I have, oh, this. This is my grandmother's rosary with, you can see, there's a pentacle on there, which obviously wasn't there originally. And I've worn this before in like different things, but overall I don't really have anything that I specifically wear for that reason. Number 4, what is your favourite space or place? Outside, I have to say, just the green spaces of the world. I love being outside. I love hearing the birds and seeing the insects and the different animals and the rustling of the green leaves and water and whatever else. Just anywhere outside is my favourite place. I'm spending, now that the weather's a little bit warmer here, I'm spending so much time outside, like pretty much just as much time as I can. If I have any free time, it's outside. I'm reading a lot of books at the moment, as I mentioned in my last video, and just outside all the time, anytime I can. I also love my witchy room. I love being in here. It feels so good. I love being in front of my altar and all that, but outside, anywhere pretty much is my favourite place. I used to live in the Dandenong Ranges, for any of you who are familiar with that situation. You can look it up online otherwise, but just a gorgeous place. It's forest, hills, just, oh, magic. That's probably my absolute favourite green place. It feels like home. The energy there is amazing. Oh, and I miss it a lot. I miss living there. It's been years since I lived there now. And I'm going to be going back soon. Soon. I keep saying that. It's quite far from where I live now. So, yeah. If I do go back, I will attempt to bring the camera and kind of show a bit to you because it's amazing. So that's my favourite. Those are my favourite places. Number 5 is, what is your favourite stone or crystal for magical workings? Okay. Probably my favourite one for magical working specifically is probably this one. It's a gorgeous, what's it called? Clear quartz. I love this guy so much. It's like amazing. I got him a few years ago now. I think last year, I don't know. I love that. It's just, I love it for magical workings. I also really like my piece of amethyst here. I love amethyst so much. This one's not very dark. I mean, it looks, there you go. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, I love amethyst and magical workings, and stone. This is probably my favourite stone of all to use in magic. This is my crone stone, I call it. So I love that one. And at the moment, my favourite one, oh, it's still got oil on it from, my favourite one at the moment, I just got this last week, is this obsidian palm stone, which I got from Earthly Alchemy, and I freaking love it. I've used this in several things already, and yeah, that's awesome. So those, I mean, I could go on all day, but I'll just keep it to those. Number 6 is, how long have you been practicing and how did you come to this path? I've been practicing now for 2 years last Yule for me, or Litha in the Northern Hemisphere. So June, was it? Yes, June. So past June. 2 years from then, but it was 9 months before that I actually discovered witchcraft and felt like this pull, like just, oh, I had to know more about it. I was very tentative and like I had a lot of fear around it from, you know, just conditioning and whatever. So it took me the 9 months to decide, you know what, yes, I'm going to step into this, I'm going to do it and see where it takes me. So that's kind of the anniversary of the 2 year, yes. But yeah, so probably about 3 years now, I guess. And it's changed my life. and I love it. I came across it through searching. I've kind of shared this before, I think, but just through searching, the very short version, I was feeling really just dissatisfied and disconnected, and, you know, my spirituality that I knew before wasn't working for me, and it hadn't been for years. And I got to the point eventually where I was like, okay, I'm gonna start searching, and that was like a huge decision, you know. And so I started looking into different things, and then I was researching history and looking back to where our ancestors, you know, kind of came from spiritually and all of that, and discovered this pagan thing, this nature worship, reverence of the earth, and that made so much sense to me. And I'd always felt like that it always, like, I had a reverence for earth that in my previous spirituality was discouraged, and I realized that that was the only real spiritual belief I had. Like, I was looking for truth within all religions. Like, what is the truth? What's the basic truth? Like, what is the one right way, you know? And discovered that there wasn't really one right way at all. Well, in my opinion. And yeah, I just discovered nature worship and kind of came to it through there. So that's how I became a practicing pagan. And witchcraft for me was just kind of tied up in the same thing. Like, I just kind of came across it at the same time, and it all made sense. And I love practicing spirituality through the art of witchcraft. So that's how that happened. Number 7, do you have a deity, god or goddess, and how do you connect with them? I do. I actually have a god and a goddess that I work with. I haven't spoken about the god aspect before, and I'm wanting to make a video on the sacred masculine later this next week, hopefully. So I'll talk more about him then. But the god came to me last year, and I call him like the sacred masculine, the horned god. That's just the aspect that fits me really well. So I see him as the green man and of nature, and also the devil, and, you know, all these different things. So just very like raw, primal kind of power. And I've had some really profound experiences with him, and yeah, it's been really cool. And the goddess that I work with is the Morrigan, as I've shared before, and she's something else. She is amazing to work with. She's just such a personal goddess, you know, like she just gets in every nook and cranny and just like sees everything. It's amazing. So I've been working with her now for a couple of months. It hasn't been very long at all. The way I connect with them is just, well, I do in lots of different ways, but the main way is probably just getting quiet and calling upon them. And just, you know, they enter as, you know, they do, and, you know, we kind of go from there. I also like to light candles to them, or sometimes leave different offerings. Spending time outside with them is wonderful. Just being in nature, like I just find it so easy to connect with that energy of deity, you know. So yeah. Number 8, what is your favorite incense or smudge? Okay, so this question could take all day, but it won't. I will narrow it down. What time? Okay, good. We've got time. So I love sage. Sage. Some people don't like the smell of it. Personally, I don't understand that. I love like the deep, like earthy, like just strong smell of it. I love sage. So sage is one of my favorites, for sure. I've got a lot of other natural things I really like. I like pine too, burning pine. Have you guys burnt pine before? It smells so good. And a million other things, but actual created items, let's go for that. Witch's Winter Mist by Earthly Alchemy. It's amazing. It's amazing. I'm gonna... Clove and orange and all things wonderful. Oh yes, get on me. This is one of my favourite scents. Like, I absolutely love it. Earthly Alchemy, by the way, I'm going to do a little like thing here. I love Earthly Alchemy. They sell this, I think it's $15. And they're doing international shipping now, so if you want some, and Starry-Eyed Supplies, how could I go past? So this one here is Dark Phoenix. I've just received this from Starry-Eyed Supplies, and I haven't done a video on it yet, but I will. So this is just amazing. Can you see? Oh, I don't know what's in it, but whew, it's something really familiar. There's like familiarity there, and I don't know what it is. I always like that with scents. I can never pick what it is, but I'm like, I know that smell. And oh yeah, Temple of Witches is the other one by her, which is, oh, my husband's calling. Don't call now. I need to see the questions. And did I have any other scents that I was going to share? Oh yes, and in terms of incense sticks, Jai Ganesh. I don't know if I can there you go. It's empty now, and I made a big order for my birthday. I had some birthday money, and I made an order of what I thought was this. I don't know how, but it was a different incense, and then it arrived, and it's okay, but it was like, I ordered so much, and I was like, oh, I want it to be this one. But it's like, you can still smell the box. It's beautiful, beautiful. So if you see this anywhere, pick it up because I love it and it's amazing. Don't call me. All right. Hopefully you won't call back. I just need a few more minutes. All right, number 9. Have you ever had to clear space of a negative entity? Yes. Yes, I have. Okay, 2 quick stories. All right, let's go. So the first one, when I first moved here, there was like this energy around, and it felt like, oh, it's such a long story. Okay, no. So my son kept saying, I can see a ghost, like there's ghosts here, there's ghosts here. He kept talking about ghosts, and he's never done that before. And I was like, this is weird, and I could feel some kind of vibe, and my husband mentioned something about it too. I can't even remember what it was, but he's not really, like, he's not a believer or whatever. So, and then one time this weird thing happened, like, we were still moving in at this time, and he said something about that energy, and then took a step forward, and I don't know how, but a knife fell in front of him, onto his foot, like just like clattered on the floor right in front of him, and we were both like, okay, that was kind of strange, and like didn't talk about it. And at that point I knew, I was like, all right, I need to talk to whatever this is. I didn't feel threatened, but it felt heavy, you know, like there was something there. And when everyone else was out, maybe later that day or the next day or something, I don't know, I was the only one here though, and I remember I set a candle on the floor, and what else did I have with me? Maybe a crystal or something, I can't remember. But I just spoke to that entity, and I just said, you know, we're moving in here, and we really love this house, and we're going to take care of it. We mean you and this space no harm. We're really happy to be here, and you know, we just want you to know that. And I said, but if you are a negative entity, I want you gone, like you're not allowed to stay here, kind of thing. But if you're peaceful, like, you know, please hang around, and you know, we don't want to kind of take over or whatever. And it worked. Like after that, there was no issues. My son never spoke about the ghost thing again. There was no weird things happening. I since have seen him, like just like a figure, and not for a while now, but I feel like it was someone who probably used to live here. This is a really old house. Yeah, but from then on there was no weird feelings. When I'd see him, it would just be more like a hi, you know. Yeah, so that's probably my first real experience. And then recently, there was this weird energy in the house, and I'd been feeling it for a few days, and I didn't kind of realize until one night my son just wouldn't go to sleep, and he's a really good sleeper now. Like usually I put him down, he goes to sleep, that's it, you know. And he kept just like crying and being aggravated, and then at one point he kind of screamed, and he was like, it's not gonna go away. And at that point, like I just felt it like hit me, and I was like, oh no, he didn't. So I was pissed, right? So Like, firstly, because it had been a long day and my son just wouldn't go to sleep. But then when that came on, I was just like Mama Bear, and I was like, oh, hell no. So I marched into this room here, my witchy room, and I grabbed my healing bowl. And I just started bashing it and walking through the house, and I'm like, get the fuck out. I was like, you will not be in my house, no. And I like walked through every room or whatever. I got to my son's room at the front of the house and, you know, did the same thing. And then I said to him, you need to say it now. So I got him to say, get out, and like scream it. And like it took a little bit, and then he was like, get out. And it was gone. And you know what? Literally within 2 minutes, he fell asleep. Like nothing had happened. Like that. So it could have been just a change of state for him. But I think it was more than that. And that feeling went away and was gone. So, yes. So yes, I have cleared a negative entity. And by the way, the F-bomb works a treat in these situations. I was just like, nah. Like, no, this is not happening. And it left. And has not been back. And if it comes back, it will get its ass handed to it, let me tell you. Number 10. What is your favourite witchy show or movie? My favourite witchy show, movie, actually, is probably The Sisterhood of Night. It's not, like, hugely, like, full-on witchy, but it has, like, this witchy undercurrent vibe to it. Oh, my God, I love it. And Mary Warren, the main character... Woo! She is my spirit animal. I love her. I want to be her. She's just amazing. So that is probably my favourite witchy movie. I also love the old classics. I love The Mists of Avalon. Love it. I love practical magic. It's just like a snuggle down and be witchy kind of movie. I really liked Willow, which is a really long one from like the 80s or maybe 90s. I'm not sure. But I love that. In terms of TV shows, there aren't really any that have done it for me. I've tried a few different ones. I just, nah. So I think that's it. There's probably going to be one that I'm missing. I'm going to be like, oh, Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Love it. Yeah, I think that's probably enough. Number 11, what do you do to help raise energy before spell work? I have been discovering over the last while how much I love movement, just to move my body, and that's the way I raise energy now. I do like just like weird shit, like I don't know, contemporary. And I've never sort of done it in front of anyone, but movement is definitely how I raise energy. I've been noticing the more I'm allowing myself to just express myself through magic rather than having to, you know, kind of like think, oh, how am I supposed to be doing this or whatever. I just let me come out. Movement is a huge one, and it just raises so much energy, and yes, that's how I do it. Music is another one sometimes that I use, although I haven't found any that I find like what I want is something that starts slow but builds, you know, and kind of falls and builds, and I haven't really found anything like that recently. A few times I've tried to use stuff that kind of just stayed at a, you know, kind of that level, you know, I keep trying to, yeah, that one, and it didn't work, so I had to just kind of, but yeah, movement, definitely, yeah. Number 12, do you see yourself helping others magically? I have helped others magically before, a few times when I haven't been asked. What? Yes. Oh my goodness, I did. It's the same to me as praying for someone. Like, I don't find it personally unethical. Yeah. So yes, I've helped other people magically before. And for me, I find like doing spell work, doing like crafting magic requires a lot of energy, and when I do it, I put my all into it. So it's, you know, and I find that works, you know, like when I do that, when everything is like aligned and like happening, that's when stuff shifts and changes and something happens in the ether or whatever it is, and you know, things move and happen. So the people that I've done magical work for in the past, there hasn't been many, and there hasn't been many times. but they're always someone that's very close to me, you know, someone who I have a real emotional connection to, and you know, genuinely, like for me, magic is incredibly emotional. I'm a very emotional person, so I pour all of that into what I'm doing. So there's that connection there. In terms of helping like others, people in general, I think it'd be really cool. I almost feel like, you know, when we look back at like folklore and mythology and even history, you know, witches were people who served community. You know, there were people that others would come to for help, and I really love that. Like, I really love that idea and that service, you know, like being able to connect with something else, other realms on a level that maybe other people haven't allowed themselves to, is something that is really powerful and something that I think can be used for great good, and not necessarily should be, but definitely can be used in service. It's something I think I would like to do at some point maybe, but I feel like there definitely has to be an energy exchange there. As I mentioned, for me, and I know for probably everyone else, but many others at least, you know, crafting magic and doing magic can be quite draining, because you are pouring yourself into it. So with some kind of an exchange there, I think that I would be happy to do it. But I don't know. I mean, I'm still pretty new to this, like, as I mentioned. It hasn't been long, and right now I'm just really happy kind of doing it for myself. But if someone ever came to me and said, look, I really need help, and I felt like I was able or really wanted to, then I would do that, and that would be cool. So yes is the answer to that question, I think. Number 13, what is your preferred form of divination? Probably scrying. I love scrying. What I like about scrying is the quiet focus. And that's, you know, what all divination tools are kind of, you know, meant for. But for me, I really find that space when I scry. Excuse me for 1 second. And I really like to visualize. Like, I'm very, very visual. So for me, scrying is a way to kind of really go into that mind space and just kind of see what comes up. But the one I'm probably using most at the moment is probably cards, like, you know, tarot, oracle decks. Not that I've been doing a lot of divination lately. But, you know, I love the use of art in tarot and all that. So that's probably something. Yeah, divination. Number 14, what element do you work with the most? That's a toughie. I use candles a lot. I love warm light. I love fire. I'm a double Leo. Those are my two big ones, my two mains, and yeah, I love fire. So I really like candles, but I also use scent a lot, like air. I'm really discovering this affinity I have for air. And what I love about air is, like, I'll use that element a lot when I don't have all my stuff, you know, like if I go outside, just like the breeze or the wind or whatever it is, the temperature, the smell, that, like, oh, air. So air is probably the one that I use the most. I use earth a lot too. That's probably more of like a general spirituality, is earth, like grounding and connecting, although it is a big part of my magical practice as well. I love earth too. I love them. Water is probably the one that I use the least. I don't really use much water. I used to. It was the first element I really used when I first started practicing, because I lived right by the ocean. So I would go down to the beach, and that was like my sacred place and my space to be solitary. Because no one would go down there at night, and I would just go there and just like be with the ocean and do magic and shit. It was amazing. So yeah, probably air would be the answer to that question currently. Number 15, if you threw a party, which of the YouTube witches would you invite? Oh my goodness, everyone. Oh my goodness, can you imagine how much fun that would be? So I'm talking everyone, as in everyone who makes videos, everyone who watches videos, as long as you're not an ass, but I'm pretty sure no one who watches me is, because you guys are all awesome, right? Yes, But everyone, it would be so much fun. Like imagine just like we could get like a huge like field or something, like surrounded by a forest, have like a huge bonfire and just like a blanket of stars and just like get our witch on. It would be so much fun. Everyone, if anyone ever throws a party like this, let me know. I'm coming. It's going to be amazing. Number 16. What are your witchy goals for the new year? That's the last question. I don't have any specific goals currently. For me, I don't really set like Samhain is 6 months ago for me. It's not at this time, and I don't really feel like it's the new year for me. Like at that time, because we've just started a new year, and also like at this time, like corresponding with the northern hemisphere, it doesn't feel like it does in a way because it's spring. Spring to me feels very renewing, very new. Yeah, but anyway, that doesn't really matter. My goals for the following year, witchcraft related, are just to keep exploring as I am. Like I've just really started in the last little while to kind of go with my flow and do whatever the hell it is that I want to do, and I'm not following rules of other people, and I'm probably not doing it right but it feels so damn good, and I'm just like connecting like I never have before, and I'm seeing things shift and happen in my life, and I'm just being the witch that I want to be. Right? And it's so good. So more of that, more of just like doing whatever I feel like I connect with here and just do. So more of that. I would like to read more books as well in the coming year. I've read a lot of books this year, but not many non-fiction witchy books. Last year I read a lot, but this year not so much. It's been more like sort of experiential this past year, which is really good, and I want to keep that up as well. But yeah, I'd like to read a few more books next year. Other than that, I don't really have anything specific, like a specific topic or anything I want to get into that I can think of right now, but just explore more of my own unique, weird witchiness. That is my goal. So this has been the 16 witchy questions tag. If you would like to do this tag, as I mentioned, please do. Let me know if you do. Put a link or something. Tell me, hey, I did it, just in case I don't see it or whatever. And I would like to tag a few people. I don't know if they're watching. I don't know if they made it to the end. It's been a really long video, but I would like to tag Nate the K. I know he's up for a good tag. I would like to tag Noah Tempestari if you would like to do this, my dear. Keldon Mercury as well. I don't know if you're up for a tag or not, but if you are, it'd be cool to see you do this. Amethyst too, if she would like to do this. Who else? Everyone. Oh, I don't know. I don't know who else is up for a tag. If anyone is up for a tag, do the tag, please. Let me know. There are a bunch of other people I'm thinking of that I don't know if they're making videos anymore. Oh, the Grey Oak. If you're watching this, I know you wanted a video idea. Do this video. This is a fun witchy tag. I would like to see you do this video. Yeah, other than that, thank you so much for watching. I hope it was enjoyable. Feeling good today. I hope you could feel that vibe happening. I've got to go and pick up my son now. I think it's like time. I wish you guys so much love and many, many blessings. And in the next video, my plan is to talk about the sacred masculine. Ooh yeah, because I've been getting down with the masculine. And I'll see you next time. So much love.